I'm also being joined at this time by Dr. Ajay Dua. Dr. Dua, when we talk about the deal that has been struck, a number of tariffs that have been reduced by India and markets that have been opened up by the United Kingdom for Indian goods and services. Pharma was perhaps a point that was conflicting, because there have been no discounts that have been given by India to the pharma industry in United Kingdom. One of the pressing points that has been isolated from the deal thus far. How do you view this?
Thank you, Megha, for having me on your show. I think the signing of the bilateral agreement tomorrow is certainly a landmark in our economic relationship with the United Kingdom. We've been the two together. We've been striving to have a FTA, or earlier called the CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, for quite some time, including one Right Honorable Keir was the minister in the government earlier. I think what we are doing right now is to sign a low-hanging fruit, capturing kind of a bilateral agreement, which is a very good start to my mind, because it is talking about three things, and I'll be corrected by Right Honorable Was on that. Number one, we are saying we wish to double our trade with the United Kingdom by 2030. It hasn't seen any striking increases in the recent past, and the aggregate is about 60 billion US, which can easily double up in five years' time. Second, UK has been considerate because it's agreed to lower duties on 99% of the items imported from India.
Yes.
Whereas what we have done is to have relented on 85% of the product lines, as we call it in the commerce business. The difference is because for us, the UK has agreed to respect our red lines, our red flags, those being on dairying product and certain agriculture products like apple, cheese, and certain fruits about which we all know. Third, the UK has also agreed that the reduction would take place over a 5-year time span. The government needs about 6 months' time to get the treaty ratified by its parliament before it can be given effect to. Our cabinet has approved it. That's why we are hoping that tomorrow our commerce minister would sign it in the presence of the prime ministers of the two countries.
Yes.
So we have agreed that with respect to IPR, which has been a subject of difference between us and the Western world for quite some time, that there will be a greater understanding between all aspects of intellectual property regime. Once the document is in public domain, maybe we can talk about whether some of those things are they going to be very too onerous on India, because hitherto we had resisted a fair amount of impositions by the advanced world, if I might say, of which UK has been an integral part, about our IPR regime, which they had found a little too liberal and too relenting at times. Mm-hmm. Finally, the UK has also agreed that in order to make the Indian investors in the UK lighten their burden, that in the first 3 years of employment of the Indian workers who go from India to the UK to work in their outfits, they would not be required to pay the social security contribution, which is otherwise mandatory in the UK upon the employer for anybody he employs. So the contribution being made in India is adequate. There is no need to top it up during the first 3 years in the United States.